How are you, David?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Well, everyone watching, I'm just got David Morgan here. We've got a little series of questions for David about his story in the massage industry, how he's gone with the academy. He's a longtime member of my massage academy, and he's going to also give some tips for the audience watching and how he'll be able to give some value about improving your business and what's worked for him the most and what problems he's overcome. So let's get started. And if you want to introduce yourself, David, a little bit about yourself and your business.
Yeah, my name is David Morgan, and I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the United States. And I have a massage studio called Bodhi Bodywork, which I opened last year about this time.
Yeah. And so what situation did you find yourself in before starting the program? I mean, what problems you had or stuff like that?
When I started, I passed my massage license exam just before the pandemic. So after shutdown is when I really started my business in May of 2020, and I had maybe 2 or 4 clients per week. I couldn't find a job. There were no jobs available because the owners of the spas and so on didn't know what was going to happen. So I rented space and started out on my own, and it was pretty terrifying, especially when I didn't have clients. That's kind of how it began.
Not the best timing to start in massage, was it? It was a pretty rough time back then. And okay, so you just got qualified. You're starting out on your own. You're probably stressed out, right? And so you just came across the program online.
Right. I had tried doing some Facebook advertising, but I wasn't getting any results. I was just, putting it out there that I was massaging, and that was about it. And I wasn't getting any traction at all. And then one night I was on Facebook and I saw your ad, and I thought, this is a risk worth taking, because it wasn't much ventured. Right. So that's how I found you.
Yeah, awesome. And obviously you were probably skeptical, or what concerns did you have before you joined?
I thought maybe it wouldn't work, right? And thought it might be a waste of money, a waste of time.
And so obviously you had a lot of positive results. So what kind of I remember you got a lot of clients in really quick.
I had phenomenal results.
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember when you came into the course, you had some really good results. So what were those results that you got and at the start, and then what since?
So I had a few results early on, but it really took off when I ran one of the ads where I was wearing a mask and told people what kind of protocol I was following to help prevent the spread of COVID, because this was like everybody was scared still and people didn't want to go out and get a massage. So just running an ad where I was saying that I was being careful, but I was open, I got a flood of clients then.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember, how many did you get in your first week? And then in your fird month, you went from, you had 2 to 4 regular clients.
Yeah. And then within about 2 weeks, I had 20 a week.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah. And you've
very fast.
Yeah. And so what's your capacity now? And are you at that capacity all the time?
I am usually booked out 3 to 5 weeks in advance. I'm at full capacity for me. I have my kids half the time, so I don't work as much as a lot of people can.
Okay. So, and like, that's incredible. So how has it changed your life? I mean, how has it made you feel differently?
Well, I went from renting space in a room that I shared with another therapist to opening my own place where I have 3 employees.
Oh, nice.
And I've been a therapist for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. So not very long.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's changed my life quite a bit.
Yeah. That's amazing. And so you get a bit more freedom now. You have more team members, like you get to not work as many hours.
I have more flexible time. And I can spend more time with my kids. I don't have to be at work all the time. I've managed to make good hires, so I trust my team members, and it runs fine without me. I took a vacation for a week and still made money.
Beautiful.
I was gone, they were working. It's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, that's great. And so what have been your three biggest challenges that you've come up against and overcome in that time since you started?
Well, the biggest was the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one. I imagine that's true for a lot of therapists, if not most. Another hurdle has been, opening the studio is a major hurdle. It was a good hurdle though, but like all the paperwork involved, learning all these new things about taxes and just a lot of stuff that I'm not very good at, but I got smart and hired people who are good at that sort of thing. So, I hired a bookkeeper and just kind of have found people to help me do the things that I'm not good at. Instead of trying to figure it all out by myself, it's not possible.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's so much to learn. I always say to people, like, from going from a solo practitioner, whether it's you're a plumber, you're a massage therapist, you're an electrician, you're a personal trainer, anything, if you go from working for someone to working for yourself, there's a lot to learn. And there's even way more to learn when you start hiring people. It's like, there's those two big jumps. A lot of people don't realize.
It's a lot. And, I thought I'd be making, with employees, I'd be making a lot more. And I didn't realize what the margins were. It's been a enlightening experience for sure.
Yeah. It's hard to make a lot more unless there's like a tipping point with the amount of staff you need and to pay for your overheads, and because you have to cover the rent and other bills, and if you have admin staff, you have to cover them too. So that's why a lot of these larger places, they're quite large. Like we have 7 rooms, but it's a process. But yeah.
And I can see a lot of positive progress. I'm getting there, and it's usually pretty fun. So
yeah, that's awesome. And the cool thing is when you did expand, like you're actually building an asset that you can sell, which is really cool. What was the third challenge?
Well, one was I was going through a divorce at the same time as starting all of this. That's one thing, but there's another, and that is another challenge has just been hiring good workers. But I've managed to do pretty well with that, and I hope to hire several more, just because I still have rooms that are empty sometimes.
Yeah, and that's a big challenge for a lot of people hiring at the moment everywhere. So what's some of your biggest? It's hard to attract good team members. So what's your biggest tip for that you've found that works for you?
Hire for attitude. Skills can be taught. Hire for attitude.
Yeah, nice.
Biggest advice for that.
Yeah. Okay, and so would you say, let's go through 3 of your best tactics or strategies for growing your business, not just the ads, but there's a lot of other things, as you know, for a successful business and to be a successful therapist. And if you could just share some, that would be great.
I think the biggest thing is to answer the phone, because you can learn a lot from the phone calls. I kept getting phone calls asking if I did lymphatic massage and if I did massage post-surgery for things like tummy tucks and Brazilian butt lifts and this sort of thing. And I had no idea what they're talking about, but I got enough phone calls about that I decided I better look into it, and I got some training, and now it's half my business.
Yeah. And so you just get referred people now because they know you do it?
Well, I managed to conquer the Google listing. So when somebody looks up anything like that, I come right up.
Yep.
And then I got in with some surgeons who send people to me after surgery.
Yep.
Those are the main things. I haven't had to advertise that service at all. Which has been great. And I can charge more for that too.
Yeah.
It's a really niche. That's really 2 pieces of advice. One is answer your phone and learn what you can from the phone calls you get. and two is to niche yourself so that you're doing something that nobody else is doing.
Yeah. I'm sometimes a bit torn with niching because obviously I think it's great and you can charge more, and we have like stuff that we charge more for as well. But I think to start off, it's hard to advertise it sometimes because like you don't even advertise it, you just have it on Google. But I mean, I'm assuming you just got filled up initially with general massage and then niched into it. But you can still always fall back on like the general.
Oh, right. I still advertise for that. I still advertise for the general deep tissue and relaxation massage, prenatal massage, that sort of thing.
And I'm assuming you fill your team up with that stuff, the general bookings.
Yeah, I do. I fill my team up with that. Then I also have hired somebody recently who has 15 years of experience working with the post-surgical crowd too. So that was a major win.
Yeah, and that's crazy that they're specialists, but they don't know about the marketing. So they obviously are working for you.
Yeah, or they're not interested in running their own business. Not everybody is wired the same way.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, and I mean that was one. That was one strategy or two strategies?
that was two in one. So another strategy that's really helped me is to continually look for ways to offer new services that cost more.
100%. Yeah.
That's helped get the average sale up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Offering add-ons like CBD oil, offering hot stone massage, or just something off the wall like wood therapy, which I also had never heard of, but clients were asking for. So introduce that at a higher price level.
Yeah.
Things like that. Just getting the price up for certain things.
I mean, yeah, because if you think about it, right, if you're like a normal therapist that just does, deep tissue relaxation, sports, what's the average price for that in your area per hour?
So $75 to $85 for an hour session.
Let's just say 80. And then what do you charge for your post-surgery?
I charge $100 an hour.
There's an extra 20. And then do you offer any add-ons for that?
Yeah, I could offer CBD oil, which helps with inflammation and pain.
Yep. What's that, $20 extra, $15?
$20.
Yeah, and if you do one in every two people take it?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, so that's an extra $30. That's actually $30 per session. And then if you do 20 sessions in a week, that's literally $600 extra.
I can add on cupping as well. I can add on infrared light therapy. There's lots of things I can add on for extra money.
Yeah, and I mean that's just crazy. That's obviously you hear me talking about doing extra add-ons and stuff, and it's not just to make money, as you know, it's to help people more because all these things help people more.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of people they just stick with the basics, which is great. But yeah, you're nailing it with the higher price services and the add-ons. Imagine that $600 every week over a year. That's a crazy amount extra, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's amazing. I was going to ask, what do you feel sets your business apart from others in your area? But I guess we've kind of covered it, unless you think there's something else.
I just niching of it, and also I charge more.
Yep.
I charge more than the average place in town. So there's a little bit of a lot of people tell me I'm too expensive or whatever, but I have plenty of clients. So that's if I'm not for them, that's fine. There's plenty of people who will come. So
exactly.
That was a big thing for me to get over. Like I needed to raise prices and I was scared to do it, but I went ahead and did it. And it's worked out really well.
Beautiful. And obviously you have to justify it as well, which is I'm sure you're doing. A lot of people might want to raise their prices, but they probably have to justify it.
Right.
In your service. But yeah. So what is the future outcome that this program has helped deliver for you, and what recommendations would you have for others thinking about joining my academy?
Well, I went from 2 to 4 clients a week to having a studio that I'm booked out for weeks. I would recommend that if someone is considering joining the academy, they should just go ahead and do it. I mean, the trial offer is It's almost nothing, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's $30 a week, sometimes it's $1 depending on the sale. But yeah,
Right.
it's still worth it, even if it was $100, I reckon.
Exactly. Yeah. It went from, not getting by to having enough money and free time. I'm doing okay, so it's exciting.
I'm really excited for you, and you should be super proud of yourself to be able to do all this. And you've got your kids as well, so I'm just excited for you. Whenever I see your wins in the group, I'm always really pumped for you. So well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And thanks for sharing that information with people watching.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.